boys and girls, Grit Ben here, and welcome to the third, not final episode of Revice Reviews. In the last episode, Iki and Vice gained the power of W in the form of the Eagle Vice stamp. Vice agreed to listen to Iki, and now then, with the recap out of the way, let's get on to the episode. The episode starts with Aguilera questioning when she'll be able to meet Gifu again. Oteka tells her that Gifu needs more powerful sacrificial deadmans to complete his revival. Then Julia walks in with a cloaked figure. Cut away to Daiji with his mother in the hospital. This time she gives him some helpful advice. With Iki, we see that he is getting evicted from the bathhouse. Not by his family, by some people who want to make him all. So, yeah. Iki rejects this by saying the bathhouse belongs to his family. Then a bunch of people rush through the door protesting the eviction. We then see that Sakura is hanging out with her friend. Her name is Ayaka, whose sister is doing a photo shoot. I'm feeling a bit of family tension here. Anyone else? Anyone else? No, just me? Okay. Well, then we see a guy in full black with sunglasses. With him is none other than Julio. The guy with sunglasses has a picture of Sakura's friend for some reason. After the opening plays, we get a close-up on some fancy-looking shoes Ayaka picked for herself. The shoes are important, trust me. But after this scene, the area is attacked by Gifu Juniors. Sakura then alerts Iki about the attack, and he makes his way there. Iki gets on the scene and starts to help. After fighting, Iki catches up with Sakura and Ayaka, and it seems there's some love between Iki and Ayaka. The scene is short-lived, though, because of the Juniors. Ayaka gets away while Iki and Sakura fight the Juniors. After they get away from the Juniors, they see that Ayaka has been taken hostage by the guy with the sunglasses. Then he takes Sakura as well. After he escapes with the hostages, the Kong dead man comes crashing through, and then some Juniors come to back it up. Then Daiji comes to help Iki and give him the Revice driver. Iki then transforms and starts to fight alongside Vice. As Iki goes for the finisher, he chooses the Rex Stamping Slash. But that doesn't defeat the Kong Deadman. It retreats. Our heroes decide to follow it. Iki then tells Daiji the hostage situation, but Iki has a plan, and switches to eagle form, and uses the Revice Eagle, but it is then shot down by none other than Julio in his monster form, saying he will not let them stop Gifu's revival, revealing to Iki their main goal, but I don't know if he really understood. Anyway, the fight continues. Julio quickly takes the upper hand and almost wins, but Iki uses the Eagle Vice stamp to create wind and disperse the attack. Then Julio cuts them a deal. Hand over the Vice stamps and the hostages go free, and if he doesn't, well, they die. Vice being Vice says they should just give them the Vice stamps. Why, you ask? He's a little devil, that's why. After hearing the offer, Daiji has a flashback of his mom, and then runs off leaving Iki and Vice to fight by themselves. We then learn that the hostage keeper wants money, as you do. He then explains why he's doing this. Cut to Phoenix, where Daiji asks for a Vice step, and George gives him two that are just fresh off the oven. The Mammoth Vice stamp and the Terra Vice stamp. But on his way out, he spots something of importance. A black and red driver with a slot on top and a screen on the front. After examining it, Daiji musters up the courage and asks if he can use it. Cut away again to the hostage keeper tells Ayaka to call her family for a ransom. But her mother ignores the call because she's busy looking at her younger daughter during a photo shoot. Like, what the heck? So there's lots of family tension here. Back outside with Iki and Vice, they're getting completely overpowered by the Kong dead man. After Iki gives an inspirational speech to Vice, and that summons Daiji, apparently. He comes in all,
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
And is willing to give the Revice stamp for the hostages. Giulio takes the Vice stamps but doesn't release the hostages. Why? Because it's a generic villain thing to do. Before Daichi falls unconscious, he gives the Mammoth Vice stamp to Iki, and then henshins into his mammoth form. Mammoth form is based off of Kamen Rider Den-O. Also, I love the Mammoth suit design. I think it just incorporates the Den-O suit perfectly. Well, after a very nice shot of the Mammoth form, the fight continues, Iki leading with his boomerangs, and it seems to be a fair fight. Then, Sakura breaks free from her imprisonment and uses her karate skills on the hostage keeper, managing to overpower her captor and escape with Ayaka. Back outside, Iki activates a remix. With the remix, they manage to push back Giulio, and he drops the Revice stamp. Giulio summons some juniors and retreats. With their new form, they easily beat the juniors. Then they defeat the Kong Deadman with the Mammoth stamping finish. After the fight, Daichi recovers the Revice stamp, and after Iki thanks him, Daichi has a flashback to when he asked to use the driver. George laughs it off, and then Wakabayashi tells him that his personal baggage has no place in Phoenix. Then tells him that protecting the people from the Deadmans is his first responsibility. So in other words, he said no. Cut away to an interrogation with the hostage keeper. He then reveals that the Deadmans didn't give him the Kong Vice stamp, and that he just took the job for money. Then at the Deadman's base, we see that the cloaked figure from before, and then we see the cloaked figure is wearing the same shoes Ayaka picked for herself. See, I told you the shoes were important. And anyways, with the updated Vice Stamp rally, that is where the episode ends. I enjoyed this episode more than I expected, and it's given me my favorite Revice form so far. Also, what is your favorite Revice form so far? Comment down below. Also, I'm moving Revice reviews to a Wednesday starting next week. So, see you Tuesday, everyone. Goodbye.